Hey guys, Taiwan's handing out survival books. Poland's doing the same thing. The U.S. has miffed China, and some good news coming out of Georgia, the state. Roll the intro. Woo! All right, let's talk about Poland first. Get up here where I can see you. Truth is, my mic's broke. I got to stay close. But the Polish government has issued survival guides in case of war. Poland's government has issued a guide advising the public on how to be prepared for and act during crisis, including a potential war and foreign occupation. The booklet includes information on how to cope when under various kinds of attack and what to pack when forced to leave or take shelter. Quote, "The ability to cope in situations of threat is an important element of building a resilient society, which translate directly to the resilience of the state." End quote. The 36-page guide, which is available online, I went and tried to find it because I was going to put it on my Telegram, as all these are on my Telegram. Check it out. Go there and read it for yourself. But when I go to the 36-page handbook, it's in Polish. So I can't read it. Maybe you can. It's advice on disinformation, the air raid siren system, taking shelter, evacuation, and hostage situations, as well as how to act in case of occupation. They're really saying occupation a lot. They probably suspect that. Gunfire, explosions, and chemical, biological, or nuclear attacks, heaven forbid. If you see soldiers who do not appear to belong to the Polish army or allied forces in your area, for example, you should stay calm and keep out of their way where possible, as well as avoid looking at military vehicles, taking photographs, or arguing with the troops. In such situations, the guide also advises stockpiling on water, counsels against going out after dark, and suggests wearing clothes in neutral colors without symbols or emblems, and finding companions. This seems to be, pretty basic stuff. It's strange that they have to issue this. They're planning on it. They're planning for the worst. People can consume food they already have at home or given out by humanitarian organizations. You better all have food at home. But also remember that even if the local shop has been destroyed, you can find food there, says the guide. The illustrated booklet also gives practical information on how to cope without electricity and administer first aid, and provides a checklist for packing an emergency bag as well as important telephone numbers. The guide is intended to, quote, explain in a simple way how to prepare to act in a crisis situation, what to do to avoid a threat while it is happening. Quote, there might be different causes for crisis situations. It could be an accident or an emergency in an industrial plant using dangerous substances in the technological process, for example. Now, Taiwan's doing the same thing. Taiwan's giving citizens survival handbook in case of Chinese invasions. Taiwan's military took the drastic step of issuing public emergency handbook meant to prepare all citizens in the event of a Chinese invasion of the island. They've been flying over that island and threatening it forever. They're getting ready. I don't know exactly what they're waiting for, but it looks like they've got their mind made up. The 28-page booklet includes a detailed instructions on bomb shelter locations and how to stockpile emergency supplies, as well as basic life-saving steps. While introducing the handbook in a Tuesday online press conference, the defense minister spokesman explained that the general public can use as an emergency response guide in a military crisis or natural disaster. But of course, the only crisis or disaster looming on the people's minds is the potential for an all-out Chinese PLA military assault. And if you don't know what PLA is, it's People's Liberation Army. It sounds so wholesome and good. It's not. A statement from the specific Defense Ministry Department that authored the book, called the All-Out Defense Mobilization Agency, had this to say, quote, the guide is for the public to better prepare themselves before a war or disaster happens. I'm going to skip down to the bottom. The Democratic island has also been hosting more and more of U.S. official delegations, and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi was expected earlier this month, but canceled the trip due to last-minute positive COVID test. That is a good excuse for everything. Now, China, Beijing, got wind of Nancy Pelosi's surprise visit, and I was going to start at the top. Beijing carries out military drills over Taiwan as U.S. lawmakers meet with presidential Tusia. Lindsey Graham, speaker on behalf of the delegation, told Beijing that the U.S. will start making China account for its bullying of Taiwan and its support of Russian President Putin. What are we gonna do to them? We're gonna cut their supplies off? We're gonna shut their medicine off? No, we're probably going to stop issuing currency to them. We're going to punish them like that. Like, that's good. I don't know how you're going to punish China, but it doesn't seem like, it seems like they've got the upper hand. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I am. A group of 6 U.S. lawmakers flew to Taiwan on Thursday in defiance of China's threat. But before they could leave, China's military conducted military drills around the island, as a state broadcaster confirmed. The drills are targeted at the wrong signal the U.S. has sent about Taiwan, a spokesman for the People's Liberation Army Eastern Center Command said. And last but not least, Georgia. This is some good news. I'm going to try to start putting good news at the end of these little stories, because this is pretty doom and gloomy stuff. But I want you to know about it, because the threat's real, and I can't imagine living somewhere like that. But there's some good people over there that are living through this, and I can't imagine the U.S. government giving us a booklet saying, hey, get ready, it's coming. But I want to end on this. Brian Kemp, the governor of Georgia, on Tuesday signed a bill into law that immediately allows permitless handgun carry for most residents in the state. Good job, Georgia. That's awesome. The only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. Period. End of story. Full stop. It allows residents to carry a concealed firearm without a license, with the exception of people convicted of a felony or those that have been treated for certain mental health issues within the past 5 years. And this is a quote from the governor. This bill is about self-protection and self-empowerment. It's about decentivizing criminals and empowering law-abiding citizens to defend themselves and their families. Can you imagine if we were invaded by a foreign country and every person had several handguns and more ammo than they can shoot? I can't imagine it working out very good for them. Y'all have an awesome, awesome day. I will see you in the next one. Later.